Hey everyone, welcome back to 5 Minutes Fluentcast. We're really glad you're here. Today's episode is about something most of us have in our daily lives, something that feels harmless, refreshing, and almost automatic: soda. Whether it's with lunch, during work, or as a quick energy boost, soda is everywhere. But have you ever stopped to think about what it's actually doing inside your body?
Hi, everyone. This is such an interesting topic because soda is so normalized. It's not usually treated like something bad, it's just a drink. And because it's so common, a lot of people never really question how it affects their mood, energy, brain, and long-term health.
Exactly. So today, we're going to unpack what soda really does to your body, not in a dramatic or judgmental way, but from a practical, everyday perspective. We'll talk about energy, focus, hormones, and habits, and why soda can feel good in the moment, but create problems over time. Let's start with the most obvious ingredient: sugar. When you drink soda, your body absorbs a large amount of sugar very quickly. This causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, which your brain often interprets as a burst of energy. That's why soda can feel refreshing or energizing at first. But that spike doesn't last. Your body responds by releasing insulin to bring blood sugar back down, and often it overcorrects. When blood sugar drops quickly, you feel tired, unfocused, irritable, or mentally foggy. That's the crash many people experience without even realizing soda caused it.
And the tricky part is that this cycle trains your brain. When energy drops, your brain looks for another quick fix, often more sugar or caffeine. So soda doesn't just affect your energy in the moment, it creates a pattern where your body becomes dependent on quick spikes instead of stable energy. Over time, this makes it harder to feel naturally alert or focused without some kind of stimulant. You start thinking you're low energy as a person, when in reality, your system is just exhausted from constant ups and downs.
Soda doesn't just affect your body, it strongly affects your brain. Sugar and caffeine both stimulate dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to pleasure and reward. This is why soda can feel emotionally comforting, especially during stress, boredom, or fatigue. But when dopamine is triggered frequently and artificially, the brain adapts. It starts needing more stimulation to feel the same reward. That's why one soda slowly becomes two, or why water suddenly feels boring. The brain isn't broken, it's just adapting to constant stimulation.
This also impacts focus and motivation. When your brain gets used to quick rewards, slower tasks feel harder. Reading, concentrating, or doing deep work becomes more challenging because soda trains the brain to expect instant stimulation instead of sustained attention. So soda doesn't just change how you feel physically, it quietly reshapes how your brain handles effort and reward.
One important distinction we need to make is the difference between energy and stimulation. Soda doesn't actually give your body real energy. It stimulates your nervous system and blood sugar, creating the feeling of energy. Real energy comes from stable blood sugar, good sleep, hydration, and balanced nutrition. Soda bypasses all of that and creates a shortcut, and shortcuts often come with a cost.
That's why people can drink soda all day and still feel exhausted. The body is being pushed, not supported. Over time, this can increase stress on the nervous system and make it harder to relax or feel calm.
Another hidden effect of soda is how it interacts with stress hormones. Sugar and caffeine both increase cortisol, especially when consumed frequently. Cortisol isn't bad, it helps us respond to challenges, but constant elevation keeps the body in a mild fight or flight state. When this becomes chronic, people may feel anxious, restless, or tense without knowing why. Sleep quality can also suffer, even if soda is consumed earlier in the day.
And when sleep suffers, everything else does too: mood, focus, appetite, and emotional regulation. That's how soda quietly affects multiple systems at once.
One of the most powerful effects of soda isn't chemical, it's behavioral. Soda often becomes part of routines, lunch breaks, work sessions, social moments. Over time, the brain links soda with comfort, reward, or relief. So even when the body doesn't need it, the habit feels automatic.
That's why quitting soda is often harder than people expect. It's not just about willpower. It's about breaking a loop that includes emotion, routine, and environment.
We don't need to be extreme or dramatic here. The problem isn't one soda occasionally. The issue is frequent, habitual consumption over time. That's when soda contributes to inflammation, metabolic stress, insulin resistance, and energy imbalance. The body is resilient, but it needs consistency and support, not constant stimulation.
And awareness changes everything. When people understand what soda is doing, they can choose without guilt or pressure.
Here's a simple way to start changing your relationship with soda. Don't focus on removing it, focus on replacing it. Try sparkling water, flavored water, or reducing soda gradually instead of stopping suddenly.
Also, notice when you want soda. Is it fatigue, stress, boredom? That awareness alone helps break the automatic loop.
And remember, stable energy feels different from stimulation. When your body adjusts, you'll notice clearer focus and calmer energy. So, soda isn't evil, but it's also not neutral. It affects your energy, brain, hormones, and habits more than most people realize.
Understanding what soda really does to your body gives you back control. You're no longer reacting, you're choosing.
Thanks for listening to this episode of 5 Minutes Fluentcast.
We hope this conversation helped you look at everyday habits in a new way.
Remember, small changes repeated over time create the biggest impact.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Fluentcast.
If you enjoyed this conversation and learned something new,
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
we post new episodes with real English and real ideas about life.
You can also download the PDF with the full transcript of this episode. The link is in the description below.
And here's an important tip. Try listening to this same episode every day for 1 week.
Repetition helps you understand more deeply, notice new expressions, and improve your listening skills.
This is how real learning happens, naturally and step by step.
See you next time.
Bye.